This week in U.S. immigration news, we are going to cover Afghan families start U.S. resettlement, Arizona filling border wall gaps, U.S. border crossers avoid Baja California, Eric Adams-Greg Abbott immigration feud, Cuban migrants arrested after arriving in Florida, migrants face health problems at the border, LexisNexis selling personal data to ICE, U.S. border arrivals drop. After the Biden administration evacuated more than 70,000 Afghans last year from Afghanistan, the administration began setting up processing hubs to help begin the resettlement process for the evacuees. The last processing hub closed in February. Since then, Afghans arriving to the U.S. through parole have been housed at the National Conference Center located in Virginia. The complex has received approximately 43,000 Afghans since it was opened. The facility is similar to a small town and provides a mosque, library, reception desk, information center, areas for sports and a medical clinic. There are also English classes, cultural training and technology assistance available for Afghans. Arizona has been stacking shipping containers to close a 1,000-foot gap in the U.S.-Mexico border wall near Yuma. Governor Doug Ducey issued an executive order on Friday instructing the state to fill the remaining gaps. This order was not authorized by the federal government even though the wall stands on federal ground. Ducey says that the Biden administration has consistently ignored his requests for support at the border to handle the surge of crossings, and Arizona can no longer wait for federal action. The state will be stacking 60 shipping containers, welding them shut and adding 4 feet of razor wire to reinforce the barrier. Drug cartels threatened violence in the streets of Tijuana and other northern Baja California cities over the weekend. In response to the threats from the drug cartels, 90% of medical and dental appointments held by residents north of the border were canceled over the weekend, and 40% of businesses closed Friday night into Saturday and Sunday. Hundreds of National Guard troops were sent to Tijuana and other cities to patrol the streets. No injuries were reported, but police responded to 24 vehicles being set on fire. There were also acts of vandalism and looting. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been voicing his anger against Texas Governor Greg Abbott about the recent influx of immigrants being bused from the southern border to New York in protest of President Biden's immigration policies. Adams has requested federal assistance to handle the buses of migrants and called for Abbott's removal from office when he is up for re-election against Beto O'Rourke in this year's midterms. In response, Abbott stated that busing migrants from Texas is his way of handling the lenient immigration policies affecting the border.
If you are new to our channel, welcome, and please subscribe to stay in the loop. We offer free 15-minute consultations if your case is qualified, so we can point you in the right direction. Stay tuned for the secret code later in the show.
Over this past weekend, 187 Cuban migrants were arrested after arriving in the Florida Keys on 10 separate boats. Between last October and June, there were more than 1,300 Cubans that arrived in Florida and subsequently were detained by Customs and Border Protection officials. The U.S. Coast Guard has apprehended about 4,000 Cubans at sea since last October. The number of Cubans attempting to enter the U.S. by boat is a small fraction compared to the influx of Cubans who are attempting to cross the U.S.-Mexico border. Many Cubans have been migrating to the U.S. due to their country experiencing its worst economic crisis. A growing number of migrants have been arriving at the U.S.-Mexico and waiting in areas in border towns that have been transformed to hold people waiting to be able to cross into the United States. The long wait has led to some migrants to develop health problems, and it has also exacerbated people's chronic ailments. The Leona Vicario shelter has reported outbreaks of chickenpox and measles since opening in 2019. Some migrants have been sleeping on the streets while others are at shelters with poor conditions, making people sick with limited medical care. Immigration activists believe that LexisNexis Risk Solutions Inc. has been selling personal data from consumers to corporations, law enforcement and government agencies such as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Activists say the data is being sold without consumer consent. A complaint was filed by immigration activists in an Illinois circuit court last week. The complaint alleges that the selling of personal data through the online platform Accurant violates the privacy of Illinois residents. The number of migrants processed at the U.S.-Mexico border by U.S. immigration authorities has dropped for the second consecutive month in July. U.S. Border Patrol agents recorded 181,552 arrests of migrants who entered illegally into the country over the last month. This is a 6% decrease compared to June and about a 19% drop since May. For the month of July, there were an additional 18,424 migrants processed at official U.S. ports of entry, including asylum seekers that the Biden administration is allowing to enter the country on humanitarian grounds. About 40% of Border Patrol arrests in July resulted in migrants being expelled to Mexico or their home counties.
Friends, show us some love and smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have an immigration problem or need a second opinion because you cannot get a hold of your own lawyer, schedule a meeting with our team. Share information with our CARES team and they will help you get scheduled with our legal team. Now here's a secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes.